Y'all ready for another rabbit hole? First, before we get started, mug, Tractor Supply, filled with nothing but 100% apple juice, shirt, local gun shop. Tap the like button. If you're new here, subscribe, stick around. We ain't fancy. We just got lots of freaking stories and lots of freaking rabbit holes that go down. Anyway, so the
other day, I probably should have been like feeding my cows or something, feeding my chickens, feeding my babies something. But I was scrolling and I stumbled across something else, and I just cannot wait to tell y'all about this one. Like, blew my mind way more than the freaking blow in the freaking Coca-Cola. So
apparently back in the day, women were told to freaking, bear with me guys, like it's kind of gross in a sense. Women were told to district freaking Lysol. Yeah, you know, like the stuff that we spray on the toilet seats and countertops. Like they were putting that like down there, like on purpose. So at first I thought it was a joke. Like maybe it was like one of those, you know, the memes on the freaking internet. Like I don't know, like a freaking Reddit prank, you know, a thread prank. But no, I went down this rabbit hole, and honey, let me tell you, Lysol, industrial strength, down in the hoo-ha. Because apparently feminine dankness was more important than, I don't freaking know, like not setting your freaking coochie on fire. I don't freaking know. Like, this is freaking insane. Don't believe me? Freaking look it up. Look at this. This is an actual freaking real ad that I'm going to put somewhere here. It freaking says, hold on. All right. It says her one neglect. Like, she was a good wife and all, but she didn't freshen up with this industrial freaking cleaner. So basically the ad's telling us that it's her fault that he's over there looking at doors from the feed store. Like, these freaking ads are freaking wild. You gotta drink to that. Like, can you imagine? Like, let me tell y'all a quick story real quick. Personal. Just rewind it back a little bit. Let's throw back freaking Thursday today. Okay. See, one time when I was a freaking kid, I wanted to be grown. I wanted to be in my mama's stuff, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I was like freaking, I don't know, 8. Freaking didn't even hit puberty yet. I don't know, 9. I don't know. Anyways, all I know is I wanted to use her nair because I wanted to get rid of the hair like the grown folks everywhere. I mean, armpits everywhere. And I got it a little too close to the wrong spots, and I remember freaking it burning like fire.
It's hot.
So I cannot imagine what this feels like. Putting some lice, not even just a spray can, like the industrial strength cleaner. Like, is it the concentrated bottle that we're talking about? Is what I'm seeing on these little ads from back in the day, like the concentrate. Like, what? That's even like higher strength. Like, what? I know they was hot. Like, I know they was hot. Like,
it's hot, damn hot, real hot. Hotter than this is my shorts. I can cook things in it. Little crotch pot cook like.
I know freaking Doreen was biting her lip when she was making them biscuits. Because back then, women like had to hide their emotions. So you know she was probably mixing that batter extra hard in that kitchen that night. Oh my freaking gosh. I'm freaking telling you. That's insane. And when I did what I did when I was a kid, my mom, like, it was terrible. And I had to tell my mom because I was in so much pain. And I lied and I thought it was body wash because I knew my ass was going to be grass if she found out I was playing her stuff. Point is, this is insane. I know they were in freaking pain. Like, this is crazy. This is freaking crazy. So, today we're going to be talking about how women were convinced to use Lysol as a feminine hygiene product, why it was pushed as freaking birth control, which is mind-boggling, and how it all ties into the pressure that women and like your everyday freaking average Joe have always felt to be to like basically fit the narrative of what people think normal should be. Anyways, let's roll it back to freaking the 1900s. Sometime around like the 1920s or whatever, give or take. Okay, so birth control back then was illegal. No pill, no shot, nothing. Just nothing. But what did exist was Lysol. Not the little spray bottle, like I said, we got like right now. Like something you could probably just spritz and get away with without the freaking fire in the cave. No, this stuff was the freaking chemical warfare shit in a bottle. But advertisers back then figured like how to use it to shame folks and use it against them, use science against them because it was illegal. So they couldn't legally say that we're going to use this for birth control. They said like Lysol restores feminine dankness. Marriages are saved when wives take proper care of themselves. Like, they're basically saying, wash out your hoo-ha with this freaking fire and bottle, and your marriage is saved. You won't have any unexpected kids, and you won't be funky. So freshness equals happiness is basically what they were saying. So basically, if your man cheats, it's your fault for not being lemon scented in places that shouldn't be lemon scented. Oh my gosh. And women actually believed it because they were desperate back then, you know. Family meant everything. And we not gonna go off on this freaking tangent. That's another story for another day, but family meant everything back then. We should get back to those values. Traditional households and families meant everything. And there are some exceptions when women are in abusive relationships, you know, women and children, there are exceptions to that. No one should stay in an abusive relationship that does more harm than good. No. But the family dynamic is no longer valued, and back then it was valued. It was above everything. So women back then were scared. They weren't exactly getting they were scared, and they weren't getting the proper education or like sex ed in church or any of that, you know. So women wanted to do what was right, what was passed down from generations, holding that family dynamic. So they bought the damn bottle of freaking acid. I don't freaking know. And they followed the instructions and they burned the hell out of their freaking poo nannies. Like, what? Lysol back then had creosote. Creosote, which is basically poison. And it's used for disinfecting barn stalls and hospital equipment. And they were putting it in the hole, y'all. Like, no wonder the women back then was strong as hell. Crazy. But back then, there were stories of chemical burns, unexplained chemical burns, infections, and even deaths. But the ads just kept rolling. Freaking money. And you want to know what really gets me, though? They didn't come... This really didn't come from the country, folks. It didn't really happen. I don't think it really happened in the country, because you gotta think back. Like, I'm just gonna... This is my assumption. I don't think that this really happened to country women. I mean, I've never heard any stories passed down from my generations about this crap at all. And when we think back, like, farm women back then, hauling water, freaking birthing babies, freaking wrangling freaking animals, freaking... They didn't give a damn about no feminine daintiness. Not at all. They were freaking out there raising hogs, freaking wrangling horses, cows, everything. They're too busy surviving to worry about smelling like damn citrus orchards between their legs. Like, they were clean with freaking natural shit. Like, things that's supposed to go down there, but they were not worried about, like, Victoria's Secret perfume is what I'm saying. Okay? So for me, this feels like it was probably, like, city folk nonsense. I don't know. Prove me wrong. I don't know. This is just our personal opinion on this crazy-ass topic I found. Anyways, this seemed like, to me, city folk nonsense cooked up in some damn big corporations that still try to tell women and freaking men and your average Joe how they need to be today. These people act like they didn't spend decades destroying our bodies for freaking profit, and they want us to listen to them. Slogan after slogan after slogan. And it's happening still today. It's just different slogans, different freaking products, different poisons, same freaking bloodline. Now, what I'm saying is, don't let the freaking rebranding fool you. They still sell the shame wrapped in a pink bow, and they want you to freaking buy it. All they care about is the money. They don't care about your marriage. They don't care about your freaking mental health, physical health, none of that. They just want you to buy it. They're gonna freaking print it up with a pink bow and sell it on the shelf. And that's it. If you think these old money companies like the Rockefellers, farmer type giants suddenly care about women's health freaking decades later after they did this shit like that I'm telling y'all about, nah, they ain't had to change your heart. They just changed the goddamn packaging, like I said. Now, y'all know I'm not freaking high maintenance at all. I don't wear freaking perfume, really. I mean, I do. I wear my body butters and stuff that I make. I do put those on, and I do, like, make my own natural perfume sometimes. I wear those kind of things. But I want to talk about the fact that, like, over the past hundreds of years, like, dial it back for me for a little bit. Let's get a little bit serious. Marketing has always targeted your everyday person. Like, being normal needs to be fixed. You ain't skinny enough. You ain't smooth enough. You ain't tight enough. You ain't good looking enough. Your lips don't look like this. Your eyeballs don't look like that. Your toenails don't look like that. And now we find out that you weren't clean enough unless you use bleach in your britches. Freaking gasoline between the cooter lips. Like, what? Like, no wonder No wonder the grandmas back then were so mean. No wonder a lot of the old ladies back then was so damn cranky. Okay? If my whole lady business down there was on fire and nobody let me talk about it, I'd be pissed off too. Like, it's insane, but it's also hilarious at the same time. But it's sad too, because a lot of people got freaking seriously hurt just because of a lack of knowledge and the medical knowledge and everything from today. But they didn't just sell Lysol for this, though. They sold the shame, and that's what made them freaking people buy it. It wasn't the product itself. It was the freaking shame they sold. They made freaking women think that normal was broken, just like they do today. They made women think that their bodies were dirty, that their marriages would fall apart if they didn't keep up with the fake cleanliness routine, the same thing they do today. They make you feel like, yeah, your marriage is going to fall apart if your boobs aren't perky enough, or if your butt's not freaking this size, or your hips aren't this size. We still see it today. Different bottle, different product, different words, but same old shame game. Now it's the essential oils, the detox pearls, the freaking get skinny drinks, the freaking... I saw vaginal steaming. Like, what? Like when I went down this rabbit hole, like, they're still trying to make women, men, your average person feel like they got a freaking... fit some mold, some crazy ass mold, and people are harming themselves in the process. And that's what this video of today is really about. It's not just about Lysol and the freaking lady bits. It is about how society has been gaslighting people in general for generations after generations into feeling like they're never good enough, that normal isn't good enough. Normal is perfect, and people, they don't want you to know that. They want something, they need you to always have to fix something so you can always be in their store, period. And it ain't just men who sold it back then, because a lot of people want to blame it on like men, like they were targeting women. The men were targeting women. It wasn't just the men back then that sold the stuff to the women. Okay, back then women didn't have a ton of jobs, but some of them still played a part. They passed that shame along to the other women that took that put the Lysol on their lady bits. They gave each other advice that came straight from the ad without a goddamn clue. They didn't know their ass from the hole in the ground. They judged the ones who didn't freaking do it, who didn't have their coochies on fire, who sat there comfortably and happy and not burning between their legs like they got gonorrhea or something. It wasn't all outsiders. It was in the homes too, from your friends, your neighbors, your family, everybody. And fast forward to now, it's still happening. They market the fillers, like I said, the injections, the birth control, the detox teas, the powders, the pills, the surgery, the freaking supplements. And it's all got side effects longer than the goddamn tractor manual. And the message is always the same. Real and normal ain't enough. Fix yourself. Men or women, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Men or women. Same shit from back then. Different freaking, same shit, same trap. Different freaking packaging. Now, let's not get it twisted though, because I'm not sitting here judging, you know. I'm not sitting here judging. I'm not going to judge anybody when we talk about the fillers and the detox teas. A lot of people do that, and I don't want anyone who's watching this to feel like I'm judging you. No. If you want to fix yourself, you want to get something done, do it, but I want you to know why, okay? Like, hell, I might wake up one day and say, hell, maybe I want a boo job. I don't think I'll ever wake up and say that, though, because I'm pretty content with what I got, you know, after breastfeeding 2 kids, you know, birthing 3 babies. I'm happy with what I got left after doing all that. Ain't nothing wrong with natural. I love freaking natural. And plus, with my anxiety, I'm telling you, that anesthesia and my anxiety mixed together, my anxiety would take me out way before anything, nope. So, yeah, I doubt I'll ever go down that road. But what I'm saying is, do it because you want it. This video isn't to shame someone who wants to freaking fix themselves because they want to. Just do it because you want to. Know the rest, know the ingredients, and most of all, know that normal is all right. Okay, this video is not just for women, it's for men too. And this whole speech about being normal, being okay is for men too. Men got the fitness industry, that freaking muscle hustle. Okay, they get sold the same shit that we do. They try to sit there and convince y'all that if you don't look like a Greek statue, you ain't good enough. Nah, we love a mom bod, okay? Us normal people, we love a mom bod. We love a dad bod, especially out in the garden on a hot summer day with a big glass of sweet tea with a work shirt sticking to your back. A Greek god, a freaking bulky Lego could never, baby. They could never. You want to know why? Because that is real, and that is more than freaking enough for us normal people out here. I'll tell you that much. Y'all want to know what normal is, though? What normal is and what what people should have been preaching, what real cleanliness is back then to those women that were freaking harming themselves to freaking keep up with the Joneses. They should have told those women and men that raising babies is what's normal, is what's clean. Hauling freaking water back then, that's what's normal, that's what's clean. Working the land, tending to your garden, that's what's normal, that's what's clean. Having the decency to understand that being raw and freaking messy and real while taking care of everybody else around you, that's what's normal and that's what's clean. That is freaking, that's what it is. That is what life is about. That is the gold right there. Now, I ain't never Lysol my body parts. Ever. But I'll tell you that I've wiped tears off my baby's face with the same hands that I cleaned out a chicken coop, scraped a deer skull, or tended to the garden with. Washed, of course. I wash them. You know, the Karens are freaking, you know, they think we're crazy freaking cave people out here. No, I wash them, of course, but I'm just saying. Y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. And somehow, you know what? After doing all that, day after day, that never made me feel any less dainty. So, yeah. We've come a long way. But let's not pretend that all that shame is gone from back then. Sometimes it's just wearing a prettier label. That was freaking wild. And I'm glad I got to freaking talk to some of y'all about it, because I cannot believe they was freaking burning their insides with freaking Lysol. Just because some freaking big wig in a freaking office sold that to them and told them that. This is what would save your marriage. And this is what freaking would be used for birth control. That is a whole nother rabbit hole. That just tells you from day one birth control was freaking poison. Like, even the new shit they mark up today. That is crazy. That is crazy. So, wow. Wow, that's crazy. So, there it is, y'all. The story of how Lysol went from freaking toilet bowl to freaking birth control. This is a lesson in life, a lesson in marketing, a lesson in freaking misogyny, and how dangerous it is when people value appearances over health. And y'all know how I am. Y'all know I am. I'm just freaking upfront, real, and I'm freaking gonna give it to y'all 100, okay? I don't got freaking all the facts. I don't got a fancy degree when I come on this camera. I just find the shit that makes my freaking jaw drop, because I in my free time I scroll, okay? I scroll. And I'm gonna come to y'all and tell y'all what I find when the baby's napping. But yeah, so if you like this, drop a comment as always. And if you're new here, I hope you hang around. And as always, keep it country. Bless y'all's little hearts. I'll catch y'all next time. This mama's got softball. I gotta go clean the chicken coop for real. I gotta go freaking feed the baby calf some freaking calf food. And yeah, don't wash your ass with something that says hazardous material on the label. That's crazy.